Ami mo bibia aha na wie na wani tua se intense mi so obi anim sekaja no mienu ana ka metra se na me di update no e di abro na de yetenam no mienu akwakopem 1 to 3 okay na just say sad ne me tinamu wada roma ene de ensama kasa we bedi enkomo ankasa ense me ko twi ko brema na sa me musonfo ma de nyina me de esom na de eja betra se nya me nkwan na de council ne council wa yeni si ha dendende so ati asem na se ye butu ha dendende sa so se ya na jagreja wa ye tashi to aba ni de sen no ye bedi nko we de enye nkomo bia ye transfer ni adwendwene ye ho na nsema ne ye behwe nyina ye die ni sempo no na ano ne ye keka ho nsam se empo woni obi wa ehia so be die ni ne mpo wi emfaso be ena deba senya oba akra no be ja ne hwe anase unja ne hwe eno ye beka ho asem akra pimpolo se nyame ya tom ye ja no ska di to ni tri so 12,000 Ghana cedis ya sisi ye di ama ye say ombra emetua na fedie ye hu so ne court eto nkwanta omo apai enra nsem bi ababe de dwa na opambo kan nsem bi se empokra no so no de nyame ayani na ye bema no amobra na abewale ne ba enya de so kapro de mo se Jesus ne fa kokoware ne ba ti ne ye behwe se sema uska na wo de ware ne ba eye hwan na aware akra no ne nyina nkomo ebedi na wei susu a jade tato emre e makwan a wo se de no susu mo ne se empokra no se wo ho enomu ana wo ne kunu enya asemu a hwan na wo so obona mane e wo so de kwa abusua mu ana wo so fa na hwan na wo so mu ankasa mu siesie mu ade anaden na mbo yebutafo empani se adwenkyere teta hwene obi ane ne de yete aburu be 6 obi ahwene obi hunu wakase yetwa so nso ye de ane de efata na nim abutafo mo so mfo hene banie nete sensam no nene yede ba be twetwe emre pam no memu akwanya mo so fo adwenkyere fa bra Facebook RtvGhana patro wada roma wo de oba na wa share ma me cho message efego me kan intentem so na me de consult ya edendende mira me chacha already is Christo di boko obi anyim intene na my slow no anyim me
like say like bro focus we are pregnant wo
aben obi anyim ni
antenya me pana me nyini
efi akobi aso anyini na yale na me yale na onwo ya de
me ho de yo ba me question is o che say obi anyim wo is it like IVF ana nipa de wo die o che say obi anyim wo a ya na wo die through sexual intercourse ana yesu die ye ebe ya
yesu die ni bi
Joseph so ba Holy Spirit call you
no the Bible no can sorry
kan de be kan Bible no kan say hu kan
yanko ya ni me
kan ye untwadwan
onwo ye
kan na untwadwan
na wo
Bible kan say hu unsura dio
oh see that
obi anyim wo adu we akokra na abrante
me mpa be ma wanyini sa
na say we dey scan up na we be who share be man say we naturally you don't look at the state of the person, it's just about what the guy is carrying.
What can ye
ti say there na be say akokra na abrante
me ba cho tani ba yira santini fa ho wo be fa wan e o secret no yanko ya nim bokode
na mi adom na efie bokode
mira nya me ka che wan
me te hu nsem bebre wo so de
anakwa na obi di bi bo me ya abrante bi di bi bo me so obi say o free so hu mi wiase no hu sam ne obi anam da me ni boy into a show sam ya lesbian am so me da na
lesbian po de
what it be am
me nti o lesbian accept but the mo wan say ise bebre sisi bibia anso be kan bi wo ya de
twemu otabon me che mu ana sent wo
me pe sana wo ye no to asomense san
ate
ehia ese asamba ese enya nipa kan ye jama mo aka asembesi
unse Ghana abrabo no aye basa asema ha me bi na ho no na me kan na wo sere
we why na mpo na wo di no
yanko yanim
wo so we bodi no
ye
Ghana abrabo kan na be se me ka se wo hwa se bejo kumase kwantempon so a kan kwanhia ensi na wo twi bi no wa dwen mu no wo ye nto aba ma wo da na wa dwen mu no hwa kwan me so ne be fa na bejo
ye mi sa me question yanko yanim
because one say o kro bi say
mi sa masam
the time say o kro bi say o ba kumase a na it say hu wo mu yem
anka ne tete no so de wunyini na wo kwa akra na okofo ayisa aka we o mu so mfrem rafi
bo shika
Dabi yesika bi afford
Barefoot
oh sir
Barefoot asante for no west we move fan come there ho
me say that
Barefoot
okay iti o se okofo a o mu friends wa krafi oh that means ukwa ko
ukowu ai wo say this be say sound say won say you better than road safety ambassador nyama bi wa ya kasa ene de esi ye articulate na tikwam and a car ba no oil overtaking na head on collision no that then there be amana twam and I mean how do you lose people every day on the same road
so wo ba won say ekwan ne nye
ekwan ne de yen ka no kore enye say enyo car ehia car no me between drive you me as what say say car like one lane car ehia car on the major roads here metia so makapet no me nyi sa akoma no as I make I said no be am call so cross 6 lane me drive kakra me show na mo third lane na say either say obi ji car ni pia ye ana mi tonko kakra na car ko ye so just imagine a Ghana kasime and most of their accidents I happen na you know a dose of
eti na wo wadwene mu de no abedi ye nhwe na so wo hwa asese niema nkoyi ana
nyama nkoyi ti say like o man ya adu kama say then nkoyi o
adu ho na senka adu anka accident ensisi
na accident no say on the person say mu akuma se wanzo
so say akuma
here are rollings a person eti ne buy ne di sa to friend to levi bi kan dia ho ni abeto car wo kwan so aye be ye hu hihie nyina Ghana for say kai ye tua nana do abai listening government ni eyi fi ho man ewu who are those because so be car say wo kwan ni entumi nto fi ho that is what brings most of the accidents
enti no e hwan na e wo so ye
enti manfo enya aban de no waye
ntasa aban nya hwe
aban waye de
na sa timamufo na wo kan ento aba ma timamufo
na wo to aba ama aban say on fan hihye nto kwa mu a wonim say democratic government na nyama bebre aka na ni manifesto mu wo ha ne dey
say yen individuals ne de yenim so mo be ye kwan amaye enti ye de
me ti ase o say be kwan ama o e kwan na ye ne yenye one day ne de ye be ama wo ba me ka say ye see to your living na so ka say o kwan so a na wa afre ya beto wo si wuntua ene ku what must say abai eso who say to de bia wo e ba na mebu a you need to have some level of where you to o to chiro mo Facebook you need to have a level at dia share studio say if you should ask me ga winter coat
anybody here
ene otashe winter coat pa o na say nani da so ya bruchire mo hwe ne telo beji adwuma na kwa bruchire ti da make say yes itu bibi kakra na ye fan you ka okwan ho na say wunya ntua ne fan you bibi okwan ho na wuwu no democracy the voice of the people is not always the voice of God. It's Excellency the president and the people.
Okay.
They have to use some veto powers to bring some sanity.
Okay.
It's painful to lose one life. It's painful. It's not the best.
Okay, now say usha amemo ni koye.
Ekoye pa.
Ekoye. Na no say hiafo.
Hiafo nam kan. Oh, what you say? Me eskedi. One ginger honey tea. Me got time to amankwa onyo yin. Okoyem so yin no bua. Wetu. That odi oyin atwom. Te so obo hiafo. Matunu fusuma mo yin yin ya. If you are a rich man, don't befriend the poor. Help the poor, don't befriend them. Befriending them is a crime. So just help them.
Atesem ba cho obi ni sika na wa fa na damfo enye
obi ni sika na wa fa na damfo adamfo yes adamfo ati
okay abson for me kai say ko Facebook RtvGhana Wadaroma bomadina ebra na sade tie no wani tua seja na di update no masha ase e di asomontam na ye di aseda kase mema aboafo enunti Wadaroma sese maka cho say tap send wo e di ma obibia wo chichi ene bencheye so tap send wo hodia ene na sade me ka no wo ko Play Store download di abo RTV promo code no na afefa echemu so di chemu de no say wo send iska na kwa wunya bi e di aka ho Wadaroma na chese bibia akoso kama e di ama e di asema
odum jafa befo osoja na wa bidum ama ko je bribe
ene na chese janshi wo mo
ade abra ko je bribe e be dum jade ye shema so obi odum jade odi ja ko shina e de
uni metwem
otwem nsu de me ye bema entu na otwem okay mate
enti na yegusua edi nkomo
na bisa asem bi na abrante no ba
na meka se na
meka ohia asem na meka asem eboa ohiani menfo ohiani enye adamfo boa no Don't ye. If you ask my eternal, and prefer complaining, say, Yama boy, a here for. And I'm from a cancer, no confront people who complain things or know the prices we have price hike, you know. Majority of them are the poor. Why? Because me custom in ginger honey chips and I tanka tali tea me kotoa me to full box and I me to 10 boxes me to me bronya rice October now on by then 180 5x5 now me to 180 me say me di bronya me check ko form macho mu di enti me to mo no sa time no kakra August October November me to mo bio me ko bi so mo se o mo ko 320 ohiani a ono ko dwom de bia to ne baako no okọ be hu ne bo no se ne bo na ayede ne bo na ayede
okay
you understand again but me am me to no regular me to ko de bia nkoto me to bulk purchase no the price I bought it when there's a new price I am not aware
it is say no e be den na san kofon so atimi onho atom
they should plan bro nya sika ye be di bro nya me bo a no December pay you find the bronya you the 12th January now ohiani di need the bronya you be kwa wa ya stress the tiankola fees so the poor man knows the price things are expensive in every country but the rich man is difficult yera nana adodan kwa kufado tea fuel so me bo a you see 15% so say
what is that mean
oh yeah 15% say o di kro
na bi say me kwa am feeling ntimi nim yate so yatomo
enti wo de me kana me dey fat watch now say oh here ni say there 50% say ketwa because of 1 gallon I don't know the price of 1 liter but me call na me feeling me car me to me car akon me to 360 this time me call am see am feeling man me this kind man 280 no aye and I'm say I dey no 15% so because I do bulk purchase no the effect of one person I know so I hardly complain but the poor will always complain because they go in that little and that was the statement I mean here young confront system say oh here ni made ani boy dey no say ma me kind no this was my business
okay
say we oh here because of that
but aban bi anso ba or trausi mema sikani ni here ni ape
eno say aban bi anka say o say obebo asikafo ebo ahiafo na kuro na nyankopon bo kuro no nyankopon ma yete ase say sikani dia owo no ye beji ohiani dia ka wama no sa na nyame ka no eto ohiani ni sikani nya peda uyo ohiani a uyo ohiani uyo sikani a uyo sikani ena osoro ahime mu aye koi ohiani be ko ho na che
cause ohiani be twa ntro
omo entro ohiani ko so he be se ho wa so say aye street of gold no ohiani akọ o di chisi kotutu Lazarus owu yoko he ese okoso ahime mu na wanyama bi antrent otin Abraham kukum emasikani abranti otin ho so e wo hell etumi di nkomo fi hell e ba so ahime mu e be ka kire Abraham say suma akwa no hye wa yase no nkokuro na say uyo hiani na wu a uba sikani betra wo so saa enti ohiani ni sikani nya peda nyame na kan ye enti na akufo ado ontumi masikafo no hiafo nya peda o man panyi bie ni wo be sa ohiafo mo amo mia moto na mo manage
abede ni wetime mia ni to amane
na me ka se nya bibia de edi wo se mi se shoe wo hwe o TV so where mi she e Puma cloth ye 2021 October fresh ne boarding twen ye ti so anu atobi your coat according to your size
according to your cloth
the cloth no po kita the original what don share Michelle Spurs Michelle Gucci signature the body man don't force yourself to wear what you think you can wear because yen kanka mo TV suit tiri man tiri no na man de yen de kakra bi na man tiri no majority of the things am share ni nyina no e brand ni de marketing etutio na se wata de dia me fe na se wa ye ni tiri wa ti se de o ya yali en na me be fata me the cost of the braids are expensive me bo rest what enti cut your coat according to the cloth for masisa no according to your cloth and to you obi sisi a wo hwe me a wonim se hia wo ye bie kwa mo ba be go school wo dan aketua be ba me srewo I didn't want high 3-bedroom house I will be andam Sisa, change your rental plan.
Obi ti uncompleted building, but still on which on rented nine.
Then uncompleted building, na so ne ho kire no an na say ne ho kire no
because on rent na you no aka say
e je na ne ho kire no
adwuma ben no ye
oh na adwuma wan na adwuma
ka so ko nsupa
an nsupa anya adwuma
sika sen no nya
e ti na say sankrofo no ndom jimi wo 5 6 7 8 o se me nyame andom ni sika o de ma na dom me na owu keke oni plan nyame na hwe npa woni fa so me say if you don't plan your life or say failing to plan
one dey me no we ya atwene because and sabi bo hu obi no we ni bi na milestone 8
just imagine obi awo miensa me hwe foundation cancel to foundation ya hwe kakra ya nkoti osan bio me wan na nyem na bema na omoye na nikanika dia say what was punish the man who has been punishing her which is the reason why we are helping her as impregnated her again onye family plan or catch up say eboni so be family plan when e kan me sofo me trisu na papa so sofo
na we dey we dey awo ni aware nsem abedi emfa we
na mo scan so mo be mo nya de eno so na ade makwa mo kasa ho so
enu pokra ne de on se de wiase akoduro no se na wo ba de hyeme na wo hunu de mi di na enu anadwo de wa hunu
eto de sa na mo kan o hia fo kasa ese odi aduane bone na wo keso a
kan nya aduane o ba ma na emu omre no
awuche anti o kasa kwa
sa na mpesem
o ba se mema bebere hwe be ma wo wiase mo be ma nya adwuma e ya wo se wa menka men nyankopon wo so menka nkire se be ma wo bibia wo ho na ne be ma nya adwuma enye easy
nature se wo be hwe na obi sufu ndaka wonwu wa adan wo se ne be ma we kosie ni be ma
yesie be ma o ka se nyi se gosie yesie de aka se ya dami unim dami toy bia ye
de intade se
aha sankrofon omunti yenso yaba bema bia bema munya dem bia no maba kuma se minie maba na we ti keke onu ma na ko
den ho
me bema mu odem ba
asa konkoma ne agyan no
o me akwa na onye mo no ono da ya na de mumpo nya papa bi sa bi
oni mi gina ho
o be so hu se bema mu ye dia me ni mfreni nda eni asantini nda eni fantini nda sankrofo na onye mo da bo so bema mu ode esa santino ne da na be ma munja dem kra ojeje wo so
onse asantini be ma de ono no da wi kwa no watwene ni ahwe dan se de wo wu no aso wa film asa nyi ade onse asantini
o ka sa de voice
asantini for me mo munye romantic
ede ye nim da na wa hwe obi ti se lewe
show
wa hwe lewe
wa no da wi no watwene ni ahwe dan se de wo wu
na wa hwe lewe se o ye romantic wa hwe lewe na kwa kuma ni po ye ka de yi na film eja ko de set ni penti onu po de ye tambo ni di wa hwe se dia asma ka de ni
wo wi afi na Tunisia 22 na afi asia
asantifo de ni bi
Tunisia
oh
na me do so ye hwa dio
Matias
se peye
metie pa bom
si aye wo hui na ye mfa
na kwa chire kasa
wo kwa aware aware na wo kono obehia no na me papa osika ohu wo be hwe se ka me papa mfa sika ma na fa ye me ho ade ana
de di kai be ma bia utie me na wa wo mma nko a be ma nim wo be ko bunsam je
be me ene papa nche obewu akọ
so wu ye
nche obewu akọ
onye no wo be ma ntem no de okọ a wonya ba bi
because Martin be ma ba akọ
o so wa ndi asay be ma wo be oba be ma bia wa wo a wo be ma da no wo ko so ahememu a ye ma ba bi ntena enti obi a wo hwe me amanko na wa wo wherever you are, if you produce only girls, going to heaven will be a challenge for you. God has nothing to do with you. So change your style.
Na nyankopon no woni obi wo bibi yesterday.
O say obi a na me friend bi o say wo bema. Ese mbema na ye abusua ne nto aso. Na me ka be si asem so say be waro ba. Ese o masika ne mfa waro ba na me boa. Bema bia a wa wo ba. Se wo ba ekofa adeso abafia na amanisika ye boa ba bema e wale ba ye boa ba ma bema wale no and it says makatwi ye ma wati asia that if I have a daughter and I have a son the one that needs support to marry is not a daughter but a son
okay neta say the oba chen say so obi ko ware na nka nipa o se boa na nka ye bema ni mom
oba bema me se ko ware se ko boa me ti say there despite man the baba my Kensi 2020 be say no obi a try bi no aye finky tenki titi obi a ye bi enso de oye ye no bibi sa ne ye man o ware ma oba be ma esoko tua ebusua no so na oba de obi be pet ante we na me ba no na obi be wale wa ye wo sikenti no na me ko boa na wale the one is saying musu ni be bia ofi no monkey play by sizes then ade be fie
na se chance bia ni mu aso
me da se na ko fa ade bia nya ne kata so be fie no me mboa papa o sikenti hwe be bia wale oba ni papa ma wadwuma ye bia no we wuntam
Mama nkai wo mo se Facebook etwagu RtvGhana bomade bra fa message ne bra na me nkai emfa mo se de counselor e de atu edwa eno no se empo aware mu de kanyi oba na ye support na emu no kai oba be ma na okoware obetima pa bibi na empo mu de akofo oba e de aba na enye oba ba na gudie no so Atesem na se mira ntreche se no ye nhwe
edi osofo kan sa odika so po kan se de
oso no de anya ade so kofa be mo agigi scout toilet so na ade ne ba na ka so schedule describe mass be ma saje wale ne ba
da bia waka no kure e so pambo bra wa brei na ne ba ko ware a obi ko hwe mame wona afi na aba me sa two selfui and the rest of you watching if any man comes and wants to marry you and looks started, you know there are most people who want to come and marry you. Instead of them to dress well, they say they want to check if you will love a modest poor man. So they wear slippers, was check chelebi, as a shirt be a corner do. No, just say more brother for a pen. Any man who does that to you, immediately you realize that he's rich, run away. He will use you for sacrifice. Because once you are coming, the way you look, your appearance must attract. So why do you change your look? I didn't know who was it? No, I said that I hope basa or bob pay there or no or who now nanti or baby or pay I share chalebiano or bad who now born who so do MFS. My father say it will be maybe person why she sit on who point here. Money perfume one home or chow 90 cents see ampo COVID-19 to muntanchi no ye blow ni say now take I don't know. Atesem bibia mo. Na sa brantie bia wo hia no fita no pa no. The smell on him tells you, because if a man can buy $5,000 worth of perfume to put on himself, then you can use equally $5,000 worth perfume. But the man who walks to you and say, "Abrabo say that here, now the party to East Legon or to the affluent area in Kumasi, now so or for I don't work on a damn to be fear or for so lie, so for lie. Now Kotramba be corner kit to be yes
or do kwa nganga.
I'm gonna put them gas before Kunasi was Kumasi. A die when you I don't want to talk him be quiet. Just to let you know that he's a modest man. Never marry a modest man. Men worry Debbie, a wise woman doesn't marry a struggling man unless you are wicked and a witch. Nyankopon boba se ombedi bemeska. Wade bema abin didi abin ye kanishi. Enya fune ekokicha ko nudiane. Na mo jasa na mo ti kro ma mo ye no.
Na mi re wo hwe. Se DNA na abaso. DNA se abaso. Sa akoya me ne nyimire se mi wi abokwa DNA o. Se so DNA ye nya ne nkoso bu jan so a wa hwe be di asemo. Mi re ehia se be DNA ana.
Di kan DNA aye boy ya ambo amma awalefo. Adwin po eta DNA chi aye ye no. Di kan eye se ye ema asrafo ka kwanhia
asra ne eden
as unu asrafo. Oh, the lady just lost touch with the Twi language specifically. Asrafo asoja for.
Is nye kasa ni nyina na metisa.
Because say nyina ate so obi ade disinkra. Eda de. Obi awada we just say. Entuma kokko na ade da.
Ada wa bem fia so me dada.
Okay.
Awa to say me dada.
Say the number da na ade akata ho. Ade ai de ko.
Na me mpesa me moko begu ho.
Ate na wo de kata so a.
Cause so obi tim be no.
I mean, you be an who will so a lady and what did she because I mean, red cloth, no, did that. Conforma. I don't say what I can tell. Can take colony a day.
Me, I'm
according to I president, what did that? DNA, yeah, master for Omako war. I see a compensative family after their death. The only way to do identification and collection is when you are able to identify the specific body of the person. So you run a DNA because I on the list. What I say? Casa yadeba kumasi temeli dinano. Over fro car na. I see it meaning the pabaya wa fro car. Me come here, by your hand and sister in accident one day near okay. I don't know anything about their compensation till today. I don't know what happened because it's difficult for you to even identify why na oba so why na amfro. But DNA no, and then my ma yet me that tribolic acid no, yet me a comparison in terms of your chromosomes. See, who's a pass me see was so and now or can. And the DNA actually was not meant for identification in spousal issues. However, edu pempensubino, you started biometric identification. You who say if your biometric can be identified, then akwano years at 1886, no who say you better use it for other organizational issues. Eti passport assembly mu, ube tu kwa na person identification e be mu say your ba proof fatherhood. But men can crunch say. Be maybe o wale ba otu who see was say or kwa DNA no the edi kind or wadwimu yale. Any man who has a child with a woman and has the edge to go and do a DNA to prove paternity has a mental issue. He has a brain issue. Now here can specifically he didn't come out for God's blessing any be joy.
Yeah.
Assembly there one for to be a see a free talk. Me gia wo ejuma me yenti enti na de bia me ton koti ni de aduro oba ne hu ni hoduro absti
okami de na wu ye kra
enti wo de mama ti ni bia nom ese sa nkrofo no nti na maba kumase na kumase de ton kumase enya kra ejuma fa ka ba ngonya kwanhia but de na
say anu yi ba kwa na si wa ye mre rough
o do be hia tablet no
oba me ma on woni 40 years wa am going to me
that's dangerous
o si ana akwa
never grown to know it's dangerous e so nom tablets ni bi enti me mama na ma no ato why mama me no anom sisi a na wa kwa adwuma kofie but no kura me can say so DNA ne wo di ti ayeye nipo di kan ayeye ne say ye di ahye no e wa asasi so woni din
as a footballer bi
o no po de so that land om de na e bi asida na so nom de ba we ka nipa di na ka mecha wade pa
na wo chiro ni mu ana
me de so we ka nipa di
ye di share no
why
Joseph ana
me da so ho eti na aja so
ba so mecha made
mecha wade why wi a bi so no me hwe gija kakra na we na ebe yi o pampan
money why we nya pampan
say why you say and no bo so fun wani mu bon so na wa no tie so na wa se wo so wa no wa ya se pe no ba claim bi a onu ma che and we me so krama why me ncho wa mo so wa ama kwa we ye no ofiri boss we
ya to ma me na me hwa
na hwe bi gu nsem boy that's what hwe gu nsem wo se me che wa de ma che wo se ma che wo fegu enum na me shiraw on kwatenten santo ma de ma me na me so ma le so ya de me fa se obi fa se to ma me agofo mi enu yi ubenya na che boy ndua gra na me che awo unya ba na me ye edwuma tie me
ni wa sa ne dia cha ne kunu ma me
aga da kunu aga da ware
yanko enum
kuma se me ba bi o get we tie me the DNA I can say no Joseph the first man on earth who had confusion about birth was Joseph and what did he do? You see, na Joseph be who say oba na on fa ne ho kan no onwe ya onyem no o si na dream pi wona kuma mu say obako kokoam no agya no say I will divorce her in secret, not public. So any man who publicizes a DNA of paternity of a child just to shame the wife or the baby mama as a mental deficiency.
Na todam ko kan se bi obi ntiase. Wo se yankopon todo ha adwene pa.
Emu de we na aka.
Wo so ha adwene pa.
So bi adwene pa.
Yes, wo se ni se so obi hwe. Na ya kan se marry to we. Na mo so on fa obi da wakwanyem. Wo se nsem hunu basa.
Anya hwe wo de hunu nsem hu. Se na wo tie yi a de bi anko adai. Wo nya wani baba ko na ebebo ni din. Wo se nda
bema.
Ebebo ni pani din. Ono pe. Eso na ani ni adwuma.
Wa
adwuma ra.
No dem ni ko ndem ni ko nyare.
Na se wo de ye hu be me yeso de ochi.
Ko nyam so menye.
Nipa oni ne kan suma sam ya adwuma ra.
Anda bi ni.
Me so bi nim se me ba ha na atwe na me ko. Me ba so me nda.
Na de en fanjo.
Se me nda ho.
No ndo dam fie.
Me nim.
Wo kan se mo.
You de be yi hwa no me nim.
Me nim hwa no.
Aha, nti wonya kan ye din dia asam so nipa yi anu a ti se fele maka fo ye be so msa. Ye talk about dia no so tie. Dia me kan se. So DNA ne de si ye no. Se be me bi si o na adwen se me go DNA. Afi se nkola na me dia. Magia wo me busu ji awo eye dwuma bi agi awo maame answer na ye name tag of babies beba ye see name tag ye di nansi ya neba etit me wo bema ye di na cho maame oba de ye bema tama ye di oba de ye pepa ne ho akọ ye pepa wase no no ya di ba ko bi so won so ba ne ye bema usually they do nyina to skills way one ye wo court ba ko a ye di pink card ne show mo nchen ni a rapping one they are to the likelihood of more than 80% giving you a male child that is not yours is there. Quote me everywhere. I want people to be very careful with this thing because you won't really in Kolani man. There are times that they give you somebody's child not deliberately in the labor ward. There are times you appear Kolani in labor ward. They are called female ward baby out there. Yet you only now go one court near the pink card national one chair. You do a yama. There was no name tag. So there are women that I have met who have their paternity of the children have been challenged.
And I'm not ready to change me.
I said, "When you are near Sha, who pen away there?"
And you're not correct.
Well, I did see that. And I call genetic analysis.
But Papa and dear Miss Sen.
Ebi a bit me send papa obi abaye bi ase on send papa na owuro no mo hwe da ade we bi ndi ne ho oyi ne hu no bi adwane otwa naked send na papa ade bi da ne papa ho ne de ne be to ne ha na oyi ne ho no wuro ne pant no se mo hwe nya bi ni ne da na ya ase no obi ehu nsampa de papa symbol no ba me kase so DNA a ye use ade gu oba ni mase ti say the alleged report of Dave Joy me go say alleged because one
obi any evidence
na who say will be phone so be phone so if blueprint blueprint DNA company limited e wo Britain and almost subsidiary company what Ghana blueprint for doing that so na Photoshop you to me but me say a alert report the joy call yes see no the kind only who can so publish any DNA report out in public because tell me the biggest position I requested DNA high court ya de bani sim enti ekwa DNA na ye mfa mbre wo maame the oye request me de bre no say embassy na request ya embassy na de bre embassy no you only get to know of it when you go to the one who requested for the DNA ena mbre mu no ya de DNA nyama mienu child support and alimony child support you say me no awo me say akola ne nyama dia na court ama akoya twem say that talent mu de yam koya ye ni ya wusa nkola no omo ndane made so a esan say ye nhwehwemu no abefo nhwehwemu kire say nkola ne nyama dia enti ni mmara ma wo koya DNA afi de japade a ye cha ye de nkola ebem ana japade a wade fo che ye wade miensa ye wo Mohammedan marriage ye wo customary marriage ni ye wo civil marriage na de court no say awade ja ye ba eye 50-50 ni ye che na say awade ja ye ba na gina infidelity so with the proof you see infidelity a obi afa ne nyonko echi a owo proof any social media text message proof no usually must be with the child and when there's a living thing under the law say me no wa fa mechi awo not just say you forfeit every portion of yours in the alimony
na so kra de nya de so bi betima fo achi because wo fo bet say the waka no yanko ani
enya twe say o di de see the waka de da no ohu sonso na osuo ejimanya ka o da de me gidi da se na gasen we wo be ka o badwum no wanya ka say makao enya hwe me obi am say me yowo enya hwe diabolo yanko ani enti dem can say ebani say this is where the law has DNA and it is in camera hearing not public because one under the law the children must be protected the woman in question must be protected it is story kwaba Dave Joy acquire DNA before obe DNA ne ka say mama bi ka say kwala ne mienu nye enye Dave Joy o so ka say mienu nye ne dia the obeka obi be ka on social media so no nim say Joy say ni say if you can remember you remember that story today akoba say ba ko pe na enye ne dia na me see Dave Joy onto ne boase dia aye ne say no kure say if Dave Joy has any portion in the conversation of the DNA going on he should stop fooling. The movie is over. Don't ever disgrace a woman who you have used the birth canal to prove yourself as a man before. Don't. And then de zani kame nam kromo ya obo kani je dua ya munyama yedi mo hwani meti so bi ko wai zani kame pa na onsesan ya wo nipa no ni genius so san Ghana fo nyina
ada zani so aye dan sisi a
wa hu so go bo kani de dua you don't joke with some things in the world obi ora ne pen obi ani na kompema grow pen yen kana sem obejom because pema grow ya eye kokua mu nsem metie baby a me be ma hye obi ehu baby a wo twan hye obi ehu
because dem gina ho kra wo hu
ese wo podi ode na can't associate is a hidden product here in your presence let it rain open the floodgate yen bia yenko na me bo wi pa ye what a commodity yenko
na se kra so Africa se komo kobo mi naked komo hu
o send wo podi sakro fo na mo da ade no wa ma de ayira
this is no komo koto
and so they akutu ayehu
so
amankwa wa bre na me shira so we keep ya dey achese ye go head tie they make can say eti DNA akofa bay if the joy has any control or he's part of the story running he should stop feeling because if one child is for you or two are for you and only one is not for you are you taking opportunity to disgrace the woman who is the mother of your children
na so ko fa na chiere
okay tie echi fa no e kan wade ho
ma
oh yes men don't cheat men don't commit adultery is women who commit adultery
some dey mutimi ware
men don't commit adultery and nipa di kan a yesi agochi na ba yede bre Kristo so bible dey ka kakra ya ba yesi a chi ne se wakobo adwama
me kai
dana Yesu kan
wo se de onye ebone da
onto bo no obi to bo no
da bi
echi em dana Yesu ka cha ba ya no
wo so nkomo nkoye bone bi
bone be no ye
adwama
bone be no ye
adwama
wan bo enye adwama nti na de ba Yesu enye nti na de ba Yesu ho kan kiro sem yesi ne ye chi oba bi se oba adwama ene ane ne ba ye ane ti na ne ba ye chi no enti kwa menje bone bio kwa ma ye nchew ya nchew ye fa ba Kristo
enti wo be pese oba woni ni krote
kosori me ye nchew asa echi na di asemba enti ukaso fa na chi a Joyce bless mu nyina mo ke
so why se kotra jana no
black and white
oh ya no we de kakra tuato
aha ketua bi ene ye duro man krofo mu ti hafe omo ya etifa ye de kutre bi nka kra white ne so ni mu se na ye ma ginger we na bo nsu a adwopan ice blocker etifa ne ko sanko bi a mo bi fi echi mbo asun from behind without a video to IGP e ko
kanza ohun ye de
o say
ohun ye
fitan fa me no nete ha
mpem tsa ohun ye
me hu mpo de ye esem fi abroche banche
okay
e kuma mi di ni say eti say am pass Joyce blessing empo this DNA report is right you have 2 extra children with this woman why the disgrace number 2 Dave Joy is nobody if not Joyce blessing would the name Dave Joy be anywhere so there's a brand there's a product for sale ade no pa men se no me se won pa ade no men nya den me se ade anya no utwa ho kwa ye ndane ti hwe na wan ko dane enkyere so this DNA report ye di hu komo yi a man who go na tie Dave Joy alleged DNA report abey he didn't do it because the marriage was collapsed any man who runs for a DNA when there's conflict in a relationship has always wanted opportunity to do a DNA.
Tanu ya wadwe nchiro.
Me can't chiro. Ejuma me ntina me can't chiro. Me can't chiro de se na ko no. Esa so ni ti nyina no, ni ti mu bu no fo. Eja wade egu no, on peso be so kwase bi benti no, o fa ho akoye DNA. Ejo ti odi bia no obrenti, be mo ye DNA nka so no nka so no. He has a mental problem. In a sense, or go through depression. I want to prove this child is mine. And not bet me being an oka. That was Tuesday. Papa friend me. O se onko fie bio. Me se aden. O se na yede ka chen say. Said that no ka chen so ne de. Se na David akoye. One no anko no so akoye bi. No we hu ni gina bia. You tell your husband say it's better for you to also do your DNA and have your clarity in mind. You know so pan say aden. What boy yede so boda say abofrani osi o da bi o na nkomo no mudi no ka so no de sa ade aye ko be se bibisi no ko ye pa na ne ma na nya ne dia no be hye ne ho akonfo awu no ba na ka chen say the joy na ko ebi ndi ono so nya no nko epreko na say o castrator chen ya na ko enewu what did them chance so DNA report no e ma wade engina eno so a ense awade o ka say hia e help
our remu
the tie to be hia no say mama asem bi da ho makanda me san repeat wo show so me nkan wie be se ene say papa na wale abaya no Ghana papa ni ti UK na ode ne sperm e baaye onu ade food plane baaye every ayare sabie bi wo Ghana say yen fan hye ne yiri na say opia nsuo no wa honden na so enko won say de e ba ne say be ma hu nsuo no opipi gu a emo ankomo na ewom no ba ko ho owoti correct one ye friend normal
wi anu aye bi amahwe
aha me pibie gu a now de wa hwehwe ni wa no ahwe enti opigu o sa de woti no e woto and a friend normal sperm with the head and the tail and to pay I know the mbika no come for fertilized egg obi o pima o na o hwe o microscope stop na say de ba ne say e woti enito enti onu ja na egu o say pan obi so o pigu a eto nko a say no ye lele onko ba bia enti e wo no low and a normal papa yi ni de no e normal but the strength to inject ni fienti no oni oba no da otumi mpia because oba no earth no akiri and obeyi mom no e dey fertilize omo fertilize wie no mka chen say ni hunsu no ama lab no 32 embryos na say be ma no hunsu no ano ode ohima wonim say nkola na di 11 na sen papa no wo UK obese san nkola na afala abon ni e say onye DNA to prove say nkola na ne dia ba ko kura nya ne dia
arenji
you see doctor nin kama yentia or see that she was a lab guy in your friend lab guy no or see he didn't know what he did but I think there was some boosting and it could be say I'm talking about real so go in 11 years Ghana only do ban guy was a counselor or didn't say good me dan nyame ase say papa yankasa efi UK no dey sperm nankasa bro mo lab ho na kenne then you beka so there are most of you the IVF children that I'm saying that if you make a mistake and do a DNA because some of the sperm were boosted, you will not have the child as yours even though you gave your sperm. Don't joke with DNA. If you are a man and it is not for documentary purpose, why are you worrying yourself? Why is Asamajan? The last time he did a DNA test, I said, man, you are some man, yes, when female call Asamaja, fifty the time Asamaja here DNA, Bibianco, you man, or bias Diabo. We are speaking against a birth cannot be careful. You man be no, you people do a coon, tell me assassin, and your bias, or bias in assassin. So why will you humiliate Joyce Blessing? Why will you force this girl to be what is not? A day. Ebani saying, "Hey, be a me see. Me my friend calling you now you wo mobile. Only what happen? Me some nam go di and me my friend data ya de wo abofra hospital hono. Ye mo bia de ne babae. Na emobo. Ye maternity chromosome analysis. Could you believe say maame no chromosome eni akola ni mu? Die na asema meka no me de me case am koye no. Maame na te say wo a okuru e ka asem ti a wa ye koye ade no. Abofra na ye de ma wo ankasa no. Abofra ni hunso ba kupo ni abofra no, which means the error of care that they give somebody's child to her. Let's relax with this DNA thing. That's what I'm saying, that if what is happening, Dave Joy is part of it. Tell him the movie has ended. He should not fool. Joyce bless any no. Then what will you get from it? Who's will tear me? I walk Kumasi. I no prepa say, and yam grow, but I'm papa say, what dear be shewku. Mammy, when I show you, Messre 0277 609 644. But I'm in more near canning tem. Okay, it sounds so cook or fetch you. Tom got a lip you crank you, mano. Won't so who would ya show who? A fabin bonnier tia and Colana mammy, Miss Srow. A near who and yet time, dear. But say, let's find a way for it. Okay, I believe, sir, just blessing may be innocent. because the errors in our hospitals could contribute to a child given to you whilst the child is not yours. So don't use DNA as your trump card. Me fast when chat mama bia oni ne kunu to awo miensa. Enkola ne nyina mfi ne kunu. Tie ne dia no. Ne dia ne say yakwa yare sabia na oka che doctor ne say ne kunu hu ni ono so men kan kire no. Na so mo mama miensa. Na se a watisa abaye bi eti ogu ne kunu ni ma se. Papa ne papa ni papa nyi wa. Abaye bi ogu ne kunu ni ma se sa o se ne kunu anyim no. Ene mo message no so ofra abaye na ka chen say me mo nya de oye nkra. Na ni kunu no se wanyem no ontumi nyem ba.
Yes, o low sperm count.
Oni bi kura mpo ezo mko hospital dey kan. But unfortunately, yekoye nhwehwemu no. Girl no mu, girlfriend no, onu mu ne die no. E na ye papa ne dia. Number 2. Enkwala miensa na maame ne fi ni kunu achi ekowe ye no. Mienu ye papa ne dia. And the boyfriend now man $1,000 every 3 weeks just to keep him quiet, you know. Our friend Bakupe and Anya. So the woman head said, the doctor says the man's sperm was low. Bema will low sperm count. No starting fat medro yibia. Evidence what that tell him to Atesem. Okay. And yes, get careful with DNA. And I'm on central for when you're careful. When you're careful, not just blessing. Obiandi no. Okay. Obiani no yada se. Memre na nya aso na chete no mi no abo. Afia na update no eba be so mo mo. Sisi abo no mi. 2 abo. Eba na say. Ne nyemrem chinchim ayi no. You can say watch nyemrem control. Adema dan microphone bi. What Atesem na say. But they uko 2 o'clock here. Edro na branch na edro. Okay. Efwe me tanka. Me do ye be do advert so no. Now I can't be okay. Matina can be ni prefer. Me ya we na ya dia so pa. Shatawale edro ni bi. Say there. Shatawale cross so si jife we cry mu nya de. Absa for na because so was a tintin gozo no de. We ne mu mere say na brabo no. Absa for we de no me no enya abo me si afi ma na mu na nya me ya.